Hello, Divine Masculine, and welcome to your Power Message for Friday, Fabulous Friday. Now, before I bring the cards in, they are still giving me this feeling of burning in the mouth, but it's more kind of localized now. I'm feeling it more in the tongue. So if you're having burning in the tongue and this may be affecting the way you're eating or the way you're speaking, breathe, okay? Make sure you're drinking enough water and call on the angels because it will heal. It's definitely connected with releasing of things that may have been spoken out because the tongue has power. You know, the tongue is a powerful muscle physically. Think about what it can do. It helps us with speech. It helps us to move food down into our body to be digested. It takes nourishment in. But it also has the power to harm or heal. You know, when we speak words, they have power. We can either hurt people with our words or we can heal people with our words. And really we harm or heal our own life with our own words. So things we speak out to others affects ourselves really more than anybody else. Because if you're saying nasty things, it's affecting you. It's what's going on in you. So this is definitely about this trauma release popping up in the mouth right now to heal the past. You know, to heal the things that you may have said, whether you've said those things in haste or through fear. So forgive yourself for what you've said. And this is really about you bringing in a healing because you know when you speak the truth and you speak with love and you clear the air, you're going to heal this. So you'll heal what's been said before by saying healing things now. So that's also what you're being guided to know. So I want to bring in the loving words from Jesus today. I've used these for the Divine Feminine. Very powerful message came through. So what does Jesus want the masculines to know? Whether you're connecting with this message coming through from Jesus or your higher self or your angels, this is the message you need to hear. And what do we need to know for the masculines today, please, angels? Wow. So the message from Jesus we've got coming through, I am with you always, even unto the ends of the world. What a beautiful message. So masculines, you may feel it's the end of the world. And this could be because you feel it's the end of a situation in your life. You know, you feel like, oh, it's the end of the world. Or will it be the end of the world if my children don't accept me back, or my Divine Feminine rejects me, or I start again? I'm seeing this as the end of one way of life. So this is really kind of the death card energy in the tarot, where you've lived one life, now it's time for a new one to begin. So it means that you are preparing to walk away from all these things that don't serve you anymore. You're willing now to release yourself from a marriage or a karmic relationship. You're willing to start again at work, maybe do a new job or do something differently. You're willing to change things, your lifestyle, the way you are, or should I say the way you were. You're no longer that person, to become someone new. And Jesus, your higher self, your guide, your angels, God, the universe, is saying to you, you're not alone. I am with you. I am with you always, even unto the ends of the world. So this means while you are here in this physical lifetime, you are safe and protected and supported. And your feminine is also very loyal to you in an eternal way. So your feminine is saying to you, I'm with you always, even unto the end of the world. So your feminine isn't going anywhere. So you might be worrying right now, thinking your feminine's moving on, or there's no hope, or you've missed your chance. And the angels want you to know that all paths lead home. Your feminine will always be with you, even unto the end of the world. That means eternal, eternity, the end of the world. So I'm seeing that as eternal, you know, even when the earth eventually disappears, if it ever does, whether it's, you know, however many millenniums away, you and your feminine are one because you are eternal beings and we're much more than this physical life and this physical body. But I really feel this is Jesus saying to you today, you're not on your own. It may feel like the end of the world with what you're going through right now. And this really resonates with the feminine reading because we got, do not be afraid, only believe. So at times we feel like it's the end of the world. Feminines, you may be cross-watching and you may really resonate with that. You know, maybe you feel like, oh, it's over. You know, it's my masculine said this, he's done that, he's blocked me. It feels like the end of the world. And I know how that feels. I've been there myself. It's devastating. Sometimes we can think crazy thoughts like suicidal thoughts because of it. And Jesus saying you are not alone. You are not doing this on your own. I am with you always. And it's not the end of the world. There's more to come. The best is yet to come. There's so much beauty in your life yet to be experienced. So trust in that. Sometimes we feel like we're dying, but we're being reborn. Think about the caterpillar. It goes into that chrysalis and it goes through immense struggle and pain, but it's reborn as something new. It becomes the butterfly. And masculines, you are the stag becoming the eagle. You're going through a big change. So things in your life may feel like the end of the world, but it's not. And you're feminine, and Jesus and the angels are with you always. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. So in other words, what Jesus is saying is, stop worrying about tomorrow. When we worry about tomorrow, we overthink, we procrastinate, we blow everything out of proportion. Jesus is saying to you, don't worry about tomorrow because it will be okay. It will take care of itself. Believe in the power of love. Believe that you are not alone. Believe that you are supported. So if you're worried about the uncertainty of what will be, just trust you'll be okay. You'll have the resources, the time, the money, the love, the ideas, the inspiration, the creativity. Everything you need will be given to you at the right time. This is about freedom. And I'm seeing these birds above here as seagulls because seagulls are powerful. They are masters of the sky and the earth and the water. They can fly, they can walk on land, and they can go in water. So this is saying to you, you can harness all the power of the elements. And I suppose they can overcome fire because they can fly above it, rise over it, get away from it. So this is saying to you, you were given all the tools you need. This is a bit like the magician energy, where all the tools and resources are within you to get where you need to be. So Jesus is saying it's okay, don't worry. And I feel this could be if you're having sleepless nights. If you're worrying about tomorrow, it's keeping you up at night. If you're worrying about something at work or you're worrying about finances, worry is just the worst thing because it creates dis-ease in the body. When we don't feel at ease with things, we struggle and it causes all kinds of problems. We blow everything out of proportion. So Jesus is saying, breathe. Tomorrow will be taken care of. The power is in the now. You're okay. You're going to be okay. So sleep easy tonight, knowing that everything will take care of itself, that you are not alone. So this is reassurance from heaven that it's going to be okay. And Jesus saying, well done, thou good and faithful servant. So I feel this is Jesus saying, you've been reborn. Well done for all the work you've been doing on you. Well done for being true to yourself. That's being a good and faithful servant. And Jesus kind of saying to you, well done, you've done a good job. So, if you've been in that marriage, if you've brought up them kids, if you've helped out your boss, whatever you've done a good job. Jesus saying, well done, thou good and faithful servant. But now it's time to start a new opportunity. It's time to start something new. It's time to begin again. It's time for the next chapter. So, if you feel any guilt over leaving certain things behind, or maybe you're worried about being judged, or you're worrying what God thinks about you, Jesus saying, well done. You've been a good and faithful servant. You are a good person, but now it's time for a change. So I feel this is you being given the green light to go ahead with your plans. And the cards we've got, wow, this is powerful. The Three of Springs come out because this is mirrored energy. The feminine's got this too. So this is saying, plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Now, I'm not surprised this card has come out for you because you got this yesterday. We're thinking now about what you want for the future. And that's really what Jesus is saying. He's saying it's okay to begin again. It's okay to walk away from the things you've once done. It's okay. It may feel like the end of the world, but there's a whole new world waiting for you. So you're thinking about the long term, especially between now and 2027. Have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. And that's what Jesus is saying. Well done. You've done a good job. So you may even feel that way. Maybe there's a completion phase at work. You could have completed a project, or maybe this is the end of a divorce. You've completed that. But, you're thinking about these plans. You're thinking about how you can do things well, how you can bring these things to fruition or completion. So you're planning for the long term. And this really shows you both on the same page. We've got the Nine of Autumn. So the Nine of Autumn is a great card. It's the card of self-love, being kind to yourself. It's about finding inner freedom and inner peace and doing you. It says, reward yourself for all your hard work. So, this is what Jesus is saying to you today. He's saying, well done. You've done a good job. Reward yourself for all your hard work. It says, being happily and successfully self-employed and cherishing your time alone. So you've been spending time alone, and that's been a cherished time because it's allowed you to believe. And this is saying, if you're worried about the future, maybe you want to become self-employed, or you're thinking about if you're going to be okay, if there's going to be abundance, you're going to be fulfilled. I feel between now and September, March to September, you're really going to be working on bringing more into your life, more happiness, more joy, more love, more abundance, more power. And we've got the Prince of Summer. So really, you are a romantic person. You're very flirtatious at times with your person. You can be very dramatic and captivating. So what this means is you have so much in you to give. And a lot of this is being repressed out because you may have been stuck in the wrong relationship. Or, and the angel's saying it wasn't the wrong relationship. He taught you what you needed to learn. But you've been remaining there when you didn't need to be. And you've been repressing your true self because you are a romantic person. You can be filled with drama, and this is who you are. So you want to flirt, you want to love, you want to show your feminine the truth. And it says falling in love suddenly. And you did, you fell in love suddenly. It took you by surprise. You were swept off your feet. Your feminine came into your life and changed it and blew your mind. And you're saying, now I need to face this. The need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. So it may be a very emotional experience what you're going through because you're feeling all these feelings and you've needed time to process them. It may be a very emotional experience because you're walking away from your marriage that you may have been in for 20, 30 years. Or you're walking away from a job that you've been doing a long time. Or you're giving away, fear. And, you're leaving an addiction behind, a codependent behaviour, whatever it is. But you can handle it. And they give me a little bit of tooth pain connected with decisions. So I'm definitely getting the tongue coming through as the emotional release, the trauma of things that have been said or done. And they can be recent things or things from the past. But the tooth pain is about decisions, making that decision to start again. Wanting to bring out that flirty side of you, wanting to express your feelings to your feminine and clear the air. And we've got this Seven of Winter card, which is about the fear, okay, because it's the ego that blows things out of proportion, so we may not be seeing things clearly. What have you done before? You've run away from the truth. And the angel's saying there's a better choice. So now there's a better choice than running away from the truth, running away from your feminine, who is your truth, running away from your true self, because you haven't been able to see things clearly or, see a way forward. So this is what you're leaving behind, this running energy. You don't want to run anymore. You want to skate nicely along the ice. You don't want to fall over and fail, but you'll be picked up with whatever you go through. So Jesus is saying, well done. You've done a good job on whatever it was you've been doing. And I feel this is for the masculines who definitely are struggling with a choice. If you've got children or if you've been in that situation for a long time or it's all you've ever known. And maybe you're worried about being judged. And, this is about self-judgment, really, because, if you're okay with things, then it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks anyway. But it feels like you might be worried about things you've done in front of God. And I know that not all of you are going to resonate with that because not all of you are going to be religious, but you will have your own belief systems. So, if you're married, you'll have morals there about vows you've taken and things you've promised. And breaking those vows. And Jesus is saying to you, you've done a good job. You've brought those children into the world. You've provided for your family. You've been there. And you've grown each other too. But things are changing and you're changing. And the world changes with us. So it's about a new beginning now and what's ahead. And it's time for you to put yourself first and think about you and do what you were guided to do. And this is for the long term. That's why it's taking time and it's taking patience. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.